to make a fortune, and many of America's largest companies think they've found him. Dr. Clotaire Rapaille is a French-born psychologist who believes the best way to crack open the average American's wallet is to dig into our earliest childhood memories. Sound a little weird? Well, see for yourself. Chances are there's one man who's had a hand in the way you spend your money virtually every day. From helping to market the coffee you may drink, to the car you may drive, to the jet we may all soon fly in. His name is Dr. Clotaire Rapaille, and although he may seem more than just a little bit French, he's an American citizen who understands that what makes his fellow consumers tick is a lot more than just silly commercials.
This is the same idea as a focus group, just a really, really small group.
Far away from the boardrooms of the entertainment industry, in places like this nondescript office park outside Boston, the nitty-gritty work of selling starts with a simple questionnaire about bread.
And now what do you see as the disadvantages to eating grain-based foods?
Today, faced with a nation hooked on low-carb diets, the baked goods industry needs to find out just how Americans feel about their products.
Okay, I'm going to read you some different emotions. I've got a whole list of them here. For each one of them, I just want you to tell me yes or no as to whether or not you think you feel that emotion when you're eating white bread. Okay? The first one is accepting. Do you feel accepting when you're eating white bread?
Yeah, I would say yes then.
Affectionate?
No.
Lonely?
No.
Disappointed?
No.
Afraid?
No.
Trusting?
No, I don't think that would be an issue.
Would you feel uncertain?
Yeah, a little uncertain. I've got one question. Can I ask a question? The question was, when you eat bread, do you feel lonely? Have you found people say yes, they feel lonely when they're eating bread?
Not a lot on this one.
Welcome to the strange world of market research. Is working out.
This is how Rapaille does it. He calls them imprint sessions, a series of gatherings with a cross-section of consumers.
Any other reactions? Any other feeling?
We watched as he went to work for Turbo Chef, and at first, it looked like the focus groups most market researchers use.
There you go. You said chef.
But it soon turned into something far different. He watched from behind a one-way mirror while everyone was attempts to recall memories of growing up around the kitchen. Rapaille wanted only to strip away their conditioned responses and get them ready for the most important part of the sessions, the last hour, where no focus group ever goes. He calls it discovering the reptile.
3 brains: the cortex, the limbic, and the reptilian. The cortex is intelligence and I don't care. The limbic is emotional and is complex. The reptilian is the key, and that's where I want to go.
Rapaille believes our reptilian brain, that part that drives our primal need for survival and comfort, always wins when deciding what to buy. And to discover that, he takes away the chairs and takes everyone on a trip down Freudian Lane.
I would like to try to remember, to go back when you were children. The first experience about being fed, I remember my mother or my grandmother, the smell, the aroma. I want to understand the real first time as a child that you have been experiencing that. Even if you are resistant, half an hour on the floor listening to a relaxation, your heartbeat starts changing, your body temperature starts changing. And when they go through the process, they say, you know, something else came back that I didn't remember for like 40 years. Amazing.
The point of all this is to find the hot button that makes us want a product. Rapaille calls that the code, like the word aroma for coffee. It's often a simple thought or phrase that becomes the guidepost from design to marketing, so our unconscious will say to us, stop thinking about it, just buy it.
Yep. You know, I can understand how that might work with something as visceral to the...
What they really have to do is appeal to our earliest emotions. That's his specialty, helping open our wallets by divining what he calls our first imprints.
What I mean by imprint is...
First memory.
Yeah, the first time you create the mental structure in your brain.
When you're still in that formative
Well,
1 to 3 year old stage?
It varies because it depends what. For example, when you are 2-year-old, you imprint coffee for the first time. Interesting. Because 2, you don't drink coffee. So what do you imprint? The aroma.
Aroma triggers fond memories of home for Americans, so in the late 1980s, Rapaille helped the makers of Folgers build an entire marketing campaign around that notion because he believed the best way to sell coffee was to actually sell memories of coffee. It's a concept that's withstood the test of time, and ever since, Rapaille's fingerprints can be found all over the American marketplace, often in ways that you may not see, but you can certainly feel.
Brownie's the quicker picker-upper.
Take selling something as simple as paper towels. Our intellect may tell us that quicker picker-upper cleanliness is all that matters, but Rapaille's guidance to Procter & Gamble was to lose Rosie the waitress and use Mom at home instead to appeal to a woman's primal instinct to take proper care of her family. And his work isn't just all about advertising. Companies will sometimes build their products based in part on his discoveries. Recognize this? Daimler Chrysler found that American women want a warm, safe feeling from their cars, while many men are attracted to something with a tougher look. So with a little help from Rapaille, the PT Cruiser was born.
You know, and I know some people look at this and just say, it's ugly.
That's right. Some people love it, some people hate it. Nobody's neutral.
And that's a good thing?
That's perfect. That's exactly what we want. We want the intensity.
Tapping into such intensity is Dr. Rapaille's calling. He's a psychologist and anthropologist who earned his Ph.D. in his native France